everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to a quick little video. Yes, imagine that, a quick video. So I have two things I want to talk about and they're going to be kind of quick. So one of my lovely subscribers had asked me a few weeks ago if I had an idea for organizing Tim Holtz little mini distress inkers. Okay, now that's not a supply I have. Well, truth be told, this is mine. It's still in the cellophane, okay? And these are my sister's because I said, do you have any? Could I borrow some? Because I wanted to show a visual and this just wasn't cutting a cake. So, yes, that's all I have because you can tell that's just not something of my style. Now, I did have bigger ones at one time and I gifted those to my sister because it just wasn't my style. But that just goes with everything I've been saying on this channel. If something's not your style, bypass it. Not everything has to be your style. Not everything has to be, oh, what do I want to say? Try something. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to be forced into it, okay? So, a lot of inks and paints and sprays on, that's just not my style. I tried it, gave it a whirl, not my thing. However, these are so popular, so affordable, and so dear. Of course, you know, we like packaging. Why do you think companies package things in the way they do? Because as women, we buy it. Yes, okay. So I did have an idea, even though this isn't something I have in my inventory. This lonely little fellow. Okay, that's all I have. But if I did have them in my inventory, this is how I would organize it because it's affordable and it's concise. And you know me, I have a thing for having things in boxes and concise and grouped together because that's just how my brain works. I don't want something laying here and laying there and in that. No. And it's also portable, but affordable. Okay. And that's my organizing style. Portable and affordable. Okay. So, and because I don't have a lot of stores around me. So this is why I think some of the things I do. Okay. Now, what did I want to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Lord. Yeah, quick video, my patootie. Oh, okay. So, if this was something and I'll just move these here, the tools here. If this was a supply I had in my inventory and I wanted to organize them, this is what I would do. I'm just showing an option because not everybody has, you know, a lot of room. Not everybody has a lot of money, and not everybody has a lot of stores. Okay, I'm in all three of them. Okay, so this is what I would do. I would simply use these Paper Studio storage photo cases. Now, Iris used to have one, but now Paper Studio has them, and I think these are just about almost a tad bit better quality, if not the same, and they're $2.49. Now, here's the thing. Keep looking at Hobby Lobby because, you know, the Paper Studio has a brand that they have that sale, and every so often it's 50% off. So I'm talking $1.25 is when I would buy them. That's what I'm talking about. But even at a $2.49, still affordable. Okay. Now, you know, Tim Holtz has his own organization tin for these, which is just as dear as can be. A great concept. But I have seen them run from $7 to $10, depending on what store. And then if you have shipping on top of it. But it's just a container. You know, it doesn't have to be Tim Holtz to be effective, even though we love Timmy, okay? It doesn't have to be a Tim Holtz holder to house your little inker. So what I would do, if this was a product I had in my inventory, I would simply use one of these storage photo cases. Now, this Paper Studio brand is a 4x6 size, and this is perfect. And how do I know? Because I use these in a variety of ways in my room. So what you can do, now what I did just to double check, because in my brain I knew this would work, but I didn't want to show something if it didn't, so I double checked. So if you would go to the narrowest point, which is right here in the middle of this case, you can simply see 3 is fine, okay? And then if you come over here, how many can you get? 4 times 3, that's 12. That's 12 in this little case that is $2.49, but you can get it for $1.25. And guess what? Yeah, it's a good container, okay? But you know, this is one of those containers and packaging that when you're in the store, you definitely want to play with this little hickey bobby. You want to play with that a couple times in the store, okay? Yeah, you give it a test run in the store, yes. Okay, and then when these are on sale for $1.25, always pick a couple extra because coming up, you'll see different things that we're going to use them for. Okay, so there's 12. Okay, so then, you know, and you're thinking, well, okay, that's one. Well, what would you do if you have a few? Hang on, I'm going to show you. Okay, because say if you had this loaded up and say you had this one loaded up, and say you had this one loaded up, okay? That's 3. What's 12 times 3? That's 36, right? Yeah, 36. That would be 36 little mini inkers right here that you possibly could house for $3.75 if you got these at that half off sale, okay? Which is when I buy them, but I mean, I don't get there a lot, but if I see them for $1.25, because don't just think scrapbooking and crafting. You can use these when you travel, in your cosmetics, in your jewelry drawer, yeah, in your bathroom. These are wonderful little containers, okay? $1.25, okay? So right there, you could house 36 little Tim Holtz little distressed little cutie patooties for $3.75. Yes, but then I'm not done, okay? Because this, you know, this isn't going to work for me in my space. No, this has, I mean, this is contained, but now these need contained. So what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to put them in a photo box, a simple little photo box. Again, you can get them at Hobby Lobby half off, okay? And then what would you do? And you know, I love photo boxes, okay? And I recently had a video showing my color bins and boxes, and you'll see a lot of these because they're affordable. And I just, if they made one that you could put paper in, and you could stand it up this way, yeah, I'd buy them. I just like this because when you're organizing and you want to be effective in organizing, you go with square options. You don't go with circular elements, okay? So what you would do. Now, I had originally thought you could stack them like that, but it's not going to work, okay? But then I thought, well, no, you wouldn't want that anyways because you want to keep your inks horizontal. So you would put 3 here. And then guess what? You're going to put 3 there, so that's 6. Okay? So what's 12 times 6? That's 72. 72 little mini inkers that you could get in this box. But I'm not done. Okay? That is 72 mini inkers that you could have in this neat little affordable portable photo box. Okay? Take it to crops, on your shelf, in your shelf, off your shelf, on your desk. It's just, I mean, look at that. Open up, there's everything, but I'm not done yet, okay? So you would put 3 here and 3 here. Now, if you didn't have all 3, if you didn't have, you know, enough little mini inkers for 6, what you could do is, guess what? You could start, because I'm all about containerizing things together. You know, like Tiffany Spaulding says a million times, organize together the things you use together. And this would be one of those things. You would keep those extra supplies, those, what do they call them, applicators, and you would keep your little accessories. Now, these little accessories, and I have some people new to scrapbooking, so I want to say this. Now, this is not a product I use, but this is a product I see a lot, okay? Because you know me, I bebop all over the place, especially on YouTube, okay? Now, what I would do is I would take off this label. Okay, and I'm going to do that right here. If I can get it off in one swipe. Hang on a second. Wow. Love when that happens. Can I get an amen? Okay. So then what I would do is if you had this loaded up and there was 12 in there, and you know, these come in sets, and some people like them in sets of the actual set, some like them in colors. There's no right way, wrong way. And then what I would do is I would take my label maker or print something out on your computer, and I would stick it here on the top if you wanted to. But you know, you're going to see a quick reference. But you know, some of these get close in color when you get quite a few sets, okay? So you could actually label the top, stick that in there. And what was I saying? Oh, that's what I was saying. So what you could do is, you know, you can put your little foam applicator sponges, you could put them right in there. And isn't that the neatest little thing? They're not going to fall out. Plus it keeps whatever ink you have on there, it's going to keep it inside there. That's not important. Okay, and then you would organize that right in there. Okay, I mean, just look. Like I said, I don't even use these, but there is a way to organize things. And it doesn't have to cost $83. You don't have to run to IKEA. I wish I could run to IKEA. Okay, you're gonna get 12 in there, and then your little, what do they call them? Let me get the right name. Well, they call it a blending tool, and they call them little foams, okay? Little circular foams, okay? And then all your foams are going to be on the bottom. I'm going to show you a little trick for that too. So that's all contained. Yes, is someone raising their hand? That's what I would do if I had this supply in my inventory. So again, you would stack those, have them labeled if you needed be. You know, you might want to just keep your brighter colors together, your darker colors, however fits your style. And then you could keep all your tools in here. Okay, and what I wanted to show is you could put those little foamies underneath your inkers. They're already ready to go. Now, if you have extra of these, what I recommend, okay, oh, I'm sorry, I probably have this all over the place. What I recommend when you have new ones, and you see how secure that is. Yes, what I would do is I would keep your new foamies protected, because you don't want to get anything on your new foamies, because who wants to contaminate an ink pad? Doesn't matter if you're using little inkers or you're using big ones. Keep those in these little plastic bags. You know, I'm a big proponent of sandwich bags, and just keep all your supplies right in with your little inkers. Now pretend there's 12 in there. Yes, pretend there's 12. That's what I would do. Okay, now I'm not done yet. Okay, now I will, before I go to something else, I want to show a little tip for these foamies. Okay, now with these little foamies, okay, and you know, you put it on your blending tool, and there's a big honking staple there, and that doesn't normally come off unless you get a little rough with your supplies and you start ripping clear back in here. Yeah, things are eventually going to come apart. But here's the trick. You see these little nail art things, or anything like a little stylus or something? If you have no fingernails, you want to stick that in there, and that is how you would take them off. Okay, now I have actually seen other people take a little adhesive and put underneath that. I don't think you need to. Just don't be, you know, rough with them. Give them a little bit of tenderness. But if you don't have fingernails, you could use a stylus. Let me see if I have one. Yes, you could use your stylus. Okay, but there's a downfall using a stylus, because you have to pull it out from your caddy all the time. But a little nail art, you just stick it in there. How easy is that? Save your fingernails, save your manicures, ladies. Yes, little nail art. Okay, now what those are, these little nail care sticks, and I think someone told me they're called orange sticks. I'm not sure, but what you can do is keep that supply right in there with your everything. You know, everything you need is right there. Okay, so we're going to put this back as if there was ink on that. We're going to put that there. We're going to close that up. We're going to keep that organized, and then we're going to put our blending tools, because it doesn't matter, there's nothing on them, and keep that all together. You're going to put your nail sticks in there, okay? And then what else would you need? Okay, well, you know, anytime you're dealing with ink, what do you have? You need a little bit of handy wipes. How about keeping a little thing of handy wipes in there? Just get a little pack from Walmart, Dollar Tree. Don't have to be nothing honking. Stick it in there. Yes, you see what I'm saying? You are creating yourself a little ink box, a tool box, a color box. Yes, that's what you can do. And just be designated for the category of your Tim Holtz Little Distress Inks. Now, I'm not done yet. Do you know what else you could put in this? Are you ready? How about your swatches that you create? Now pretend these are swatches, okay? And now I have seen some people that wanted to create swatches of their inks on white, and then also to their swatches on ivory. And then if you're someone who uses a lot of craft, pretend that's a little tag, you would actually do swatches on craft. And then and some people actually do it on black as well. But I only do swatches on my ink pads, but then I don't have a lot of this type of color category. Okay, so then what you could do with your swatches, okay, and some of you know exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, now pretend these had a hole in them. You could just put them on a jump ring and stick this right in with your supplies. Everything you need is right there. You put a lid on it, bing, bang, boom, label the outside, okay? And then you put it on your shelf, take it to crops, put it on your desk, have it nearby. Everything you need is right there. And so that's what I'm saying, portable and affordable. What are these going to cost you? If you get them on sale, $1.25. What's this going to cost you? No more than $3. Less than $10. You could have that your entire, if you had quite a few of them. If you only have 12, this is all you need. But I like having everything handy, okay? And then I don't use these a lot. I mean, well, I don't. I just don't use them at all. If there's another supply that you use when you're pulling out your distress inks, other than, you know, swatches and your blending tool and your foamies, and then also, too, stick a couple of these little nail art sticks in there. I mean, just how, yes, save your nails. Okay, and then, you know, don't be rough on those. They weren't made to, like, you know, tug. It's not a tug of war with them. You're supposed to be gentle with them. Okay, so, and then also, too, a little bit of handy wipes in there. Keep it all together. You know, you could actually take this to your living room and sit in front of a movie and have some fun. Okay, yes, and then, like I said, don't forget your swatches. Everything you need contained. Yes, I'm a big proponent of that. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show. Now, I don't do this color category in my inventory, but I do have something like this, okay? So, I'll show you. Now, this is what I have labeled paints and inkers, okay? So, this would be my version of something. So, what I have is, that was like opening, that was like opening an iPhone. Yes, some of you know what I'm talking about. So here I have my paints and I have my little chalk inks, okay? Because this is not something that fits into my color bins. I want these separated out, okay? Because when I do certain challenges and things, I need paints. I don't need just a red paint, if that makes sense. So this is what I have. A simple little photo box, have them in there. I don't need swatches for that because I don't use this a ton, okay? But you can make swatches. Put your swatches in there. And then also, too, any other supply that you may want with that, just stick it right in there, okay? Now, I don't need wipes in that. I have them right near my desk, okay? But you could put swatches in there. Have it all contained. Yes. Now, if you're not someone who likes swatches in the box, but if you're going to use the product, have the swatch near the product. Yes. That's the next best thing of having it on. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show. Someone had asked me that question, and I thought, I don't use that, but if I did, that's how I would do it to be, you know, affordable and, like I said, portable, okay? Because not everybody scraps her to desk, not everybody goes to crop, so it fits both categories, okay? Okay, the other thing I wanted to show was just the other day, I was showing a video. It was a Q&A time, and someone had asked about these punches, and I was talking about these mini 8 punches, and I had said in the loop design, because I have 4 of these, the loop design throws me for a loop because I use it in the same manner as I do all the other ones, and I never could get an exact cut. It was a crapshoot as to what you were going to get. And at one time, I thought, I'm just going to purge it because I won't use it because I will not be aggravated with tools. When I'm in my craft room, scrap room, I want to scrap. I don't want to be messing around with tools and gadgets. No, I'm not a mechanic. I just don't feel like that. So what you do, if you haven't seen these before, is what you do is you will take and put a 6x6 piece of paper, okay? And let me just say this about 6x6 pieces of paper and pads, okay? Because there is some new scrapbookers, okay? When you rip out a piece of paper, okay, don't just assume this is 6x6. No, take it to your trimmer. You're going to have to cut this header off. Now, this here is an indicator, you know, but then guess what happens? Sometimes you'll be left over with this the branding strip. Aggravates me. It's not you. It's not your trimmer. It's just the way the manufacturers can't get it right, okay? But you do have to, just because you rip it out of a paper pad doesn't mean it's 6x6. Take it to your trimmer, measure it, cut off what is extra. And if you're left with that, not you. Manufacturers. Okay, so then what you do is you take the 6x6, you put it in here, and it's called a mini 8 punch because you punch it 8 times. So you put it in, doesn't matter if you use the front or the back, and you put it up in this corner and you punch it 4 times. And so then what you get is this. There's an extra one here, okay? So, and then what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over. Okay, and when I flipped it over, and let me just punch here. Okay, and I'm going to do this. I can't do it on my table because it'll make my camera shake, so sorry, I should have had this done ahead of time. And I will tell you, punching it in the air is not easy. It takes all the booby muscle I have, okay? So there's your 4 punches, okay? And that's what it looks like, okay? So then, you can actually use it as a design for something. Yes, you could. If it was something like, you know, yeah, you could. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked. So then what you do is you're flipping it over, and then you're going to punch 4 more. Simple as easy. Everybody can count to 8. But then what happens is, and I had showed this, is that if you see right here, see what happens sometimes? It doesn't line up, doesn't match up, and it's not me, it's the punch. But as I was working on this the other day, and it was out on my desk, and I thought, there has to be a reason why. And I get fixated on things like that. I have to figure things out, okay? You know, that's my personality. Have to figure it out. So I thought, okay, well, there's a design flaw. So what I did was I was playing around with it and I figured it out. Yes, so there is a design flaw. And so then when I even had an S here to remind myself when I pull this out that it's off a slight. Yes, it's off. You know, it's slightly off. So then, you know, to do the other 4 cuts, I'm going to flip it, come in here. Okay, and then what I have to do, you know, the normal way is just to punch it, go to town, you're done. But because there's a design flaw, I have to flip it over and I have to line my paper, you know, because see there's cuts here. I have to line that up. Okay, and I'm going to stand and see if I can do this because I need the power, and I have to see. Okay, so just give me a minute to line up. Okay, and I'm hoping it didn't shift on me. Okay, not very much, but see, now I'm getting the cut that I'm supposed to get. So long story short, it's not just if I want to use this, okay? Now, I paid $10 for it. The normal price is $20 on these, okay? They are worth $20. They're really even better at $10, okay? But this loop one, yeah, there's a design fault, at least in mine. But I figured it out. All I have to do is flip it over, and I have to line it up. And so it's about 1/8 of an inch off on these back 4 cuts, if that makes sense. So, moral of the story is, if you have this, please let me know if you have the same issue, because this loop design threw me for a loop for a long time, okay? And it goes back to what I also said in another video. When you get a new tool or gadget or punch or die or anything, try it out sooner rather than later, because if there's a problem, then you can still return it, okay? Or contact the manufacturer, okay? So yes, I figured out how to do it now, and so I was playing around with it, and I have it, yes. So now I got a little bit of work, but at least I can use this now. I don't have to be like, huh, maybe I should purge. No, I'm keeping it, and now I know how to use it. So, and just sometimes punches and dies just do not cut right. Contact the manufacturer, okay? And then also too, I want to recommend, if a punch or a die or tool or gadget doesn't work for you because there's a design flaw, do not donate it. Throw it away. Do not give someone else the headache. Okay, truth be told, why do that to someone else? Okay, so that was my little quick video of if I had Tim Holtz mini distress inks, how I would organize them. You know, I like things in containers and concise, affordable, portable. And then also too, I figured this out. I did. So excited. And some of you probably already figured that out, but it threw me for a loop. Okay, so that's all I have today. There is a lot coming up, so subscribe, hit the notification bell. I mean, a lot coming up. Yes, fun stuff, fun days ahead. Okay, so come back to RTS, because you never know what we're going to learn.